from Fargo and serving you on TV, online, and on the go. This is Valley News Live at 6.
Some of those specials get ridiculous. Like Cheyenne, I guess we're not looking forward to that street.
The road work along 40th Avenue Southwest in West Fargo is almost done. Tonight, we're learning of defects in the road that are going to have to be fixed. Good evening, everyone, and thanks for joining us this evening.
People living in one neighborhood along this stretch of 40th Avenue West are warning each other. The fear being they'll be special assessed for the costs to fix them. Valley News Team's Bradford Eric has our top story this evening.
This is the stretch of 40th Avenue West that apparently has problems. We got a message from someone at the station claiming that there's a 3-inch gap between this new concrete and the compacted gravel underneath, and it's going to need fixed. And the concern is that residents in this area are going to have to pay for it again. This was posted in a closed Facebook group. The person saying they want others to be aware so when the city or contractors repair it, they don't try to reassess people for it.
Yeah, I guess it's concerning what the specials are already assessed at, and then if they messed up, why should us residents have more specials assessed to each property?
So is there any truth to these claims? Yes, there is actually. The city's Public Works Department tells me there are some voids under the pavement around manholes. There is a testing firm out there finding out how big of an issue this is, and if anything needs fixed, the contractor will be doing the work. There won't be any additional special assessments. It's all covered under warranty. In West Fargo, Bradford Eric, Valley News Live.
People in that neighborhood contacted our whistleblower team to investigate this story. If you need help with something in your community, call 237-6576 and leave your tip. We'll do our best to get to the bottom of it.
Parents of students at Horizon Middle School in Moorhead are upset after a bus driver allegedly used racial slurs, pulled over on the side of the road, told all of the kids to get off the bus, and then drove away yesterday afternoon. It's unclear if the students were dropped off at a location in town or in a rural area. We did confirm with the bus company this morning that the employment status of the driver is listed as unknown. Now tonight on Valley News Live at 9 on the CW and on Valley News Live 10 at 10, we hear from a parent of a 7th grader that was on that bus about what happened.
A man is in jail after police say he drove his car through the front of Extreme PETA in the Osgood Strip Mall in Fargo last night. 27-year-old Matthew Aventi is facing a number of charges, including DUI and felony possession of drug paraphernalia. Aventi's vehicle came to a stop about halfway through the front door after smashing through glass and metal beams. This is the second time in 3 months that someone has crashed into the restaurant.
One in 5 people from North Dakota and Minnesota area will travel this holiday season. The most popular way is driving. According to a new study, North Dakota drivers are ranked 4th worst in the country. Now, the list puts North Dakota drivers only ahead of Texas, Louisiana, and South Carolina drivers. The study used 5 categories like speeding, careless and drunk driving, and focused on deadly crashes. North Dakota ranks so low because we came in first in drunk driving.
Very upset about that, hearing that, because drunk driving is so dangerous.
The type of weather we get in the winter, I kind of think that adds to a lot of it. Nothing else to do but go to the bar or sit at home.
Hats off to Minnesota drivers who, according to this study, are the best drivers in the United States.
More gray and cool weather today. And if you're heading out of town tonight, you'll want to be careful in certain areas. Hutch, what is it looking like out there?
Well, I could tell you what, whether you're a good driver or one who needs a little more practice, there are going to be some challenges as we go through the evening and the overnight into your Thanksgiving Day. Most of the snow of any significance moving well off to the east, but we still have some periodic reports of flurries and reduced visibility from all of the fog. It is under a half a mile in and around the Fergus Falls area, 1/4 mile or less at times. So from Grant County through western Otter Tail, some challenging visibility out there. So give yourself extra time and distance. Also the Northern Valley from Grand Forks, Hallock through Cavalier and Langdon, seeing struggles with visibility. Your holiday travel forecast, fog and flurries possible tonight. Watch out for slippery spots on the roads as temperatures fall tonight down to sub-freezing values. Your Thanksgiving Day forecast looks like some snow potential down near the South Dakota border. We'll have details on that and improving weather as we glide toward the weekend. All the details here in just a few moments, but use caution, travel safe.
All right, thank you, Hutch. Our Valley News Live Storm Team weather app is, of course, there to help you navigate the chilly days and help plan your travel plans. Get the latest forecasts, conditions, even follow the radar live. To download it for free, just search VNL Weather in the App Store.
A Grand Forks woman is in jail tonight after being charged with child neglect. Elizabeth Roberts was arrested this week after police found several smelly bags of dirty diapers and garbage in her apartment at 1800 Continental Drive. She was in the care of her 3 children, ages 1, 2, and 4. Roberts voluntarily submitted to an alcohol test, which found her more than 3 times the legal limit.
North Dakota's Republican members in Congress and Governor Jack Dalrymple say it's time for President Obama to step up and move the Dakota Access Pipeline forward. They sent a letter to the president this morning asking him to stop delaying the project and approve the final easement for the pipeline.
Yeah, we need to get this resolved, okay? I continue to press the White House, the Obama administration, to issue the easement and give us more law enforcement help. We need to keep people safe. We need to get the project done. The pipeline can be built safely and well and not only protect the tribe, but everybody downstream.
You can hear more about the letter from Senator Hoeven as he will be a guest tonight on Point of View with Chris Berg at 6:30 on KX4.
A scientist from the University of North Dakota is partnering with 2 other Valley companies to tinker with Mother Nature and help our planet.
Atmospheric researcher Dave Deline is working on a project to enhance rainfall in drought-stricken areas and stop hailstorms. As Valley News Team's Neil Carlson shows us, it could also create new jobs at Valley companies.
My well went dry 5 years ago.
Orchards ripped out, and farm jobs are few. Many worry new ghost towns could be on the horizon in Central California.
While drought in our region hasn't been a problem in recent years, massive droughts in North America and around the world are a major problem. Now, a UND researcher has teamed up with a couple of Valley companies to help solve the problem. Cloud seeding isn't new, using airplanes and flares to put silver iodine and other products into clouds to enhance rainfall and stop hailstorms. But UND researcher David Deline has received a grant to establish a scientific baseline of the actual effectiveness of current products.
Test what they already are making now, which hasn't been tested in over 15 years. So we want to get that baseline, use new technology to test that, get a baseline so we compare how their products compare with other companies' products.
It's research that will allow scientists to test the effectiveness of new products being developed at Ice Crystal Engineering in Kindred and delivered by Weather Modification Incorporated in Fargo around the world.
We want to come up with new products that work at warmer temperatures. Right. And there's some new ideas in the laboratory, new techniques and better ways to study it now than we had 20 years ago, for example.
And it's hoped all this will create new high-tech jobs right here in the Valley as this technology takes off. In Grand Forks, Neil Carlson, Valley News Live.
The research is being started with a $100,000 grant from North Dakota's Centers of Excellence Commission.
What to do after high school can be a daunting challenge for many graduates. Some know they want to work. Others know they want to go to college, but many struggle for years trying to figure it out. One option could keep your son or daughter close to home and within a few years lead them to a job paying 6 figures. Tonight on Valley News Live 10 at 10, meet a high school senior from the Valley who did his homework before making his decision.
Yeah, it was a pretty hard decision, thinking if I wanted to commit to the Air National Guard because it's a big commitment.
I look at it as a career choice, education. He can look for new friends and get involved with a lot of different people out there in the world.
Learn more about what attracted Wesley to the Air National Guard and hear from someone who took a similar route as Wesley, liked what he saw, and now has 35 years of service.
Looking forward to that. Later on Valley News Live at 6, information for those of you who like to fish for salmon.
And if you have folks traveling in or if you are heading out for the Thanksgiving Day holiday, we'll have a forecast. It does look like there will be some weather concerns. I'll tell you what they are right after this.